Dear students, welcome to the science class. So in the last class we discussing about the magnetic effects of the electric current. In that topic we discussed about the right hand thumb rule, that nothing but a current carrying conductor is going to exert magnetic field. It is going to produce magnetic field. So that magnetic field direction can be identified by using the right hand thumb rule. So in the last class we discussed about the solenoid. By that solenoid we are producing the temporary magnet, that is nothing but we are going to produce the electromagnet, right? So that electromagnet can be used for various purposes, right? So today we are going to discuss about force on a current carrying conductor when it is kept in a magnetic field. Force on a current carrying conductor when it is kept in a magnetic field. So let us consider here this setup to check about the force in a current carrying conductor. This setup is nothing but this is a stand. On that stand we have another thing which is kept there. So that thing, on that thing we suspended a aluminum conductor, or you can take iron conductor, but here in this case we are going to take the aluminum conductor. So this is an aluminum conductor, rod of aluminum conductor. So that is nothing but it is an aluminum rod. So which is suspended by using a copper wire. Which is suspended using a copper wire. Right. So that is connected to a battery. So this will be the negative terminal and this will be the positive terminal. And which is this conductor is kept in a magnetic field. It is kept in a magnetic field. So that magnetic field is going to be produced by this horseshoe magnet. This is an horseshoe magnet, or you can say that U-shaped magnet. So this is an horseshoe magnet. So if you ask here why we are not taking the bar magnet here, we know that bar magnet is going to produce magnetic field like this, north to south. So it is not possible to keep a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field like this. For that reason we are taking horseshoe magnet. In the horseshoe magnet what happens? It is going to produce the magnetic field from the north to south direction like this, directly. So it is easy to us to keep a current carrying conductor in between those poles, so that this current carrying conductor is going to experience the magnetic field which is produced by the horseshoe magnet. Right. So this setup is connected to a key. When we switch on that key, current starts to flow. When we switch off the key, current stops to flow. Right. So if it is the positive terminal, if it is the negative terminal, then what will be the direction of the current which is flowing here? The direction of the current will be flowing in this direction, from positive to the negative. So from here it is going like this, coming like this. Here it is going like this, upper direction like this. It is going to move. Right. So this is the setup of an activity to check about the force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. So what will happen when you switch on this key? Current starts to flow in this conductor, that is nothing but an aluminum conductor. Right. So when the force starts to flow in this aluminum rod, which is kept in a magnetic field, which is produced by the horseshoe magnet, what will happen? This conductor starts to move towards in this direction. In this direction. So up to that point it is stable only, it is not moving, it is suspended in this magnetic field. Right, you may ask, sir, it is a metal, why it is not attracting towards the magnetic field? Since it is a non-magnetic material, only iron is going to attract towards the magnetic field, but this aluminum is not going to attract towards the magnetic field. So it is not attracting, it is suspended like that only. So when you supply the current here, when you supply the current, due to that current, when current passes through this conductor is going to experience a force in this direction. It starts to move. It starts to move. We already know that for a movement, there should be some force which is acting on that object. So that means when you switch on this key, there is a force which is acting on that conductor. Because of that force, it starts to move. It starts to move. Right. In the same manner, when I switch on the key here, what will happen? Again, it is going to come into original position and it is again going to suspended like that only. Again suspended like that only. Again, we switch on the key. What will happen? Again, current starts to flow through this this conductor, when current starts to flow through this conductor, again it is going to experience the force. Because of that force, it starts to move. It starts to again move. Not that continuous motion, it is going to move in the inward direction. In the inward direction. So if you take here, if it is a horseshoe magnet, right? This is a horseshoe magnet. Let this be the horseshoe magnet. This is the north pole and this is the south pole. So magnetic field is moving from the north to the south. And current carrying conductor is kept like this. It is kept to the perpendicular to the magnetic field. So current is moving inward direction. Inward direction, right? So when you keep that thing, current carrying conductor in a magnetic field, when current starts to move in this conductor, what will happen? Whatever the conductor which is kept inside it is going to experience some force. Because of that force, it is either going to move in the upward direction, either going to move in the downward direction. It is going to move like this, or it is going to move like this. So why it is moving like this? Because it is going to experience some force. Because of that force, it starts to move. It starts to move. So when it is starting to move, when current starts to pass through that conductor, which is kept in a magnetic field, which is kept in a magnetic field. So because of that, it experiences the force. In the same way, when you switch on this key, there will be no force and there will be no current, so that it is not going to experience any force. So it is going to come into its original position. Again, when I switch on the key here, again it is going to experience some force. Again it starts to move. Again, when we switch off the key, again it is going to come into its original position. So by this we can say that when we switch on the key, the current starts to flow. When current starts to flow here in this conductor, which is kept in a magnetic field, it is going to experience a force. It is going to experience a force. That is nothing but, here it is given as force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. That is nothing but, when a current carrying conductor which is kept in a magnetic field, it is going to experience what? It is going to experience force. So by this activity we are going to identify that this current carrying conductor when kept in a magnetic field is going to experience a force. Alright, so this is given by the French scientist named as André-Marie Ampère. André-Marie Ampère is the first one to identify that a current carrying conductor when kept in a magnetic field is going to experience a force. So by this we can say that a current carrying conductor when kept in a magnetic field, is going to experience force. Is going to experience force. Experience force. It is going to experience force, and that force is equal and opposite. That force is equal and opposite to the magnetic field. That force, whatever it is going to experience, it is equal to the magnetic field. So how much magnetic field this conductor is going to produce, that much force it is going to experience. So which is given by the whom? André-Marie Ampère. André-Marie Ampère. So this is about the current carrying conductor which is going to experience a force. Now, what will happen if I change the terminals of the battery? What will happen if I change the terminals of the battery? So current is flowing in this direction now from, if you check here, it is flowing in anti-clockwise direction from positive to negative. If I change the direction of the battery terminals, so current starts to move in the opposite direction. See here, current reverse its direction like this. So it is going to go in the upward direction. Here it is also going to go in the upward direction like this. Current is changing its direction when I change the terminals of the battery. So what will happen here? Now whatever the force it is going to experience in this direction, it is also changing. So this time the force which is acting here, it will be in this direction. It will be in this direction. So when we change the terminals of the voltage of battery supply, the change in the direction of the current is happened. That is nothing but current direction is reversed. When the current direction is reversed, the force which is acting on this current carrying conductor is also getting reversed. is also getting reversed. So that we can say that when direction of the current is reversed, the direction of the force acting on that thing, the direction of the force acting on that conductor is also getting reversed. The direction of the force acting on that conductor is also reversed. Is also reversed. So when I reverse the direction of the current, reverse, then this conductor, whatever the force which is going to experience by this conductor is also getting reversed. So next time what I am going to do here, I am going to change this terminal. How I am going to change this terminal? I am going to rotate it. I am going to rotate the horseshoe magnet so that this terminal is going to become north now and this terminal is going to become south now. Right? So the direction of the magnetic field will be in this direction now. So when I change the direction of the magnetic field, again the force is going to change its direction. Now up to that point it is in this direction. When I change the direction of the magnetic field, the direction of the force acting on that magnetic field or acting on that current carrying conductor is also changing. So what will happen when you reverse the force of the when you change the direction of the direction of the magnetic field, the force acting on that conductor is also going to change. So this is the second important point. So you have to remember. So first important point was reversing the current may reverse the direction of the force. In the reversing the magnetic field direction also, it can reverse the direction of the force. So when direction of the magnetic field is changed, when direction of the magnetic field is reversed, the direction of the force is also reversed. The direction of the force is also reversed. Direction of the force is also reversed. Right. So in these factors, whatever the current carrying conductor when kept in the magnetic field is going to change its direction. So when we change the direction of the current, it is also going to change its direction of the force, as well as when we change the direction of the magnetic field also, it is going to change the direction of the current. Right. Now see here, how we are keeping the conductor here. The conductor current is in this direction. Current is flowing in this direction or it is flowing in the upward or downward direction. If you take the magnetic field like this, either current is moving in this direction to the conductor or it is moving in the upward direction. So see here how the direction of the current and how the direction of the magnetic field are here. The direction of the magnetic field is like this and direction of the current is like this. So if you check here, both are perpendicular to each other. Right. In the same manner, what will happen if I keep a current carrying conductor parallel to this magnetic field direction like this? What will happen? Up to this point, I am keeping the conductor like this or like this. So it is perpendicular. The direction of the current is perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field. So if I keep this conductor like this in a horseshoe magnet, what will happen? The direction of the current and the direction of the magnetic field both are parallel to each other. It may be in opposite direction or it may be in same direction, but both are parallel to each other. So is it possible that this conductor is going to experience the force here? This conductor is going to experience the force here. So it is not possible. This conductor is not going to experience the force here. So always remember the direction of the magnetic field and the direction of the current should always perpendicular. Then only that conductor is going to experience the force. If we keep the conductor parallel to the direction of the magnetic field, then there will be no force it is going going to experience. It is not going to experience. So the third main point here is what? Right. The direction of the current. The direction of the current. Direction of the current and the direction of the magnetic field. Direction of the magnetic field always be perpendicular. They should always be perpendicular. Always be perpendicular. If they are parallel to each other, it is not possible that they are going to experience any force. So they should be parallel to each other. Right. Now, up to this point, we came to know that about some points how this conductor is going to experience the force. Now, if it is experiencing the force, then what will be the value of that force? What will be the magnitude of that force which is going to experience by that conductor? This conductor. So, the magnitude of the force which is going to experience by this conductor is given by the F is equal to BIL. It is given as BIL sin theta. BIL sin theta. So don't remember about the sin theta here. It's not there for your syllabus. Just remember BIL. BIL. So why we are taking the sin theta here? If you remember, sin 0 is equal to how much? It is equal to 0. If they both are parallel in this same direction, then it will be equal to 0 only. So the magnitude of the force will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 0. We know that the value of the sin 90 is equal to how much? It is equal to 1. So for that reason, we are going to keep the conductor in perpendicular. So we are going to take the theta value as 90 degree. So at that point, the magnitude of the force will be maximum. So for that reason, we are going to keep the conductor in parallel direction. So therefore, sin 90 is equal to 1. Therefore, F is equal to 1. It is BIL. It is nothing but what? It is the BIL. So whatever the force which is going to experience by this conductor is nothing but what? F. So this is the force. F is nothing but what? Force. So then what will be the B? It is nothing but magnetic field. Magnetic field, or we can say that magnetic flux. So whatever the magnetic field, intensity of the magnetic field is nothing but what? It is the B. Or we can say it as the magnetic flux or magnetic field. So where I is the current, and L is the length of the conductor. L is the length of the conductor. Length of the conductor. So F is equal to B into I into L. Right. So see here, if I keep the magnetic field constant, if not increase the magnetic field, as well as if we keep the length of the conductor as the constant, then F is directly proportional to what? F is directly proportional to the current. Right? F is directly proportional to the current. What does it mean? That means when we increase the current in this circuit, the magnetic field, the force which is going to experience by this conductor is also going to increase. It is also going to increase. So first by this, if you keep B and L constant, then you can say that F is directly proportional to the I. F is directly proportional to the I. So what does it mean? As current increases, then what will happen? The force is going to increase. Whatever the force which is going to experience by this, the conductor is going to get increased. Right. In the same manner, if I keep I and L constant, current and length of the conductor constant, what will happen if I increase or decrease the magnetic flux or magnetic field? Then what will happen? F is directly proportional to the magnetic field. That is nothing but B. So if we increase the magnetic field here, then there will be increase in the force experienced by this conductor. So therefore, F is directly proportional to the B, which is equal to, as B increases, F is also going to get increased. B increases, F is also going to get increased. If B decreases, that is nothing but magnetic field decreases, force acting on that thing is also going to decrease. Right. In the same manner, F is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. So as length of the conductor increases, F is also going to get increased. Since if you keep B and I constant, then if you increase the length of the conductor, the force expended by that conductor is going to increase. If you decrease the length of the conductor, the force expended by that conductor is going to get decreased. So F is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. As length of the conductor is going to increase, the force acting on that thing is also going to get increased. Alright. So this is about the force on a current carrying conductor, that can be given as F is equal to B into I into L. Right. And always remember, one thing you have to always remember in this thing, that the conductor and the magnetic field always should be in perpendicular direction. They always should be in the perpendicular direction. That is nothing but they should make an angle of 90 degrees. Now up to this point we discussed about the force on a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field. So we know that it's going to experience the force. So in which direction the force will be acting? In which direction the force will be acting? We also know that when we change the direction of the current, the direction of the force is also going to change. So in which direction the force of that conductor is changing? So we have to identify that thing. To identify the direction of the force which is acting, we have a rule, a easy rule, that is nothing but Fleming's left hand rule. By Fleming's left hand rule, we are going to identify the direction of the force which is acting on the current carrying conductor, which is kept in a magnetic field. So we already know that we are going to keep a magnetic field as well as the current perpendicular to each other. We are going to keep magnetic field as well as the current in perpendicular direction. Right. Magnetic field and current in a perpendicular direction. Since it is a 3D diagram, so perpendicular is nothing but it should be like this. 3D, if you know that, x, y, z axis. So if you keep B on y axis, we are going to keep on z axis, we are going to keep I. So whatever the force which is going to act in this case will be perpendicular to these two. So it will be perpendicular. Whatever the force which is going to act here, it is also going to be perpendicular to the both the things like this. It will be perpendicular to both the things. So it will be in 3D. So to identify the direction of the force, we have a left hand thumb rule. So we have Fleming's left hand rule. So what does Fleming's left hand rule states here? Stretch the thumb, forefinger and middle finger of your left hand such that they are mutually perpendicular. Since we know that all are perpendicular to each other. The current, the magnetic field as well as the force which is exerted by that thing is all are perpendicular. So in such manner we have to stretch our thumb, forefinger and middle finger of our left hand so that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Then the forefinger, whatever the forefinger is there, it is going to indicate the direction of the magnetic field. The forefinger is going to indicate the direction of the magnetic field. Middle finger is going to indicate the direction of the current, and thumb will be a point in the direction of the motion or force acting on that conductor. So this is our left hand. We are going to keep our left hand in such a way that all are mutually perpendicular. The thumb, the forefinger and the middle finger, they should be mutually perpendicular to each other. See here it is perpendicular. See here it is perpendicular. See here it is perpendicular. Right? All are mutually perpendicular. Right? So we have to keep our left hand such that. Right? So then this thing, our forefinger, whatever the forefinger is there, this forefinger is going to indicate what? It is going to indicate the direction of the magnetic field. So the direction of the magnetic field is going to be indicated by the forefinger. Right? As well as the middle finger, this middle finger is going to indicate the direction of the electric current. So So the direction of the electric current is going to be indicated by the middle finger. It is going to be indicated by the middle finger. In the same manner, this thumb, whatever the direction of the thumb is there, it is going to indicate the direction of the force. So the thumb is going to indicate the direction of the force. Thumb is going to indicate the direction of the force. So this will be the direction of the force. Right. And if you want to remember this thing correctly, easily, you have to remember this rule easily. So we know that here F is nothing but what? It is the force. Right. B can be written as B is equal to what? It can be written as a magnetic field. Magnetic field. I is nothing but what? We can say it in C, current. Its initial name is C, current. Right. Or you can take it as FBI. Two ways. To remember this left hand rule, you just have to first definition you have to write it. That nothing but stretch your left hand such a way that thumb, forefinger and middle finger should be mutually perpendicular. Now I am going to give an easy idea to how to use this left hand rule. Now, whatever the F here is, force. If you take initial letter F, by this we can say that it is a father. We can take from that father, and this is the father, then this will be the mother. That is nothing but magnetic field. So mother will be magnetic field, and this will be what? Father, mother. From father, mother, it will be children. So C will be what? It will be children. So directly we can say that this will be the father, this will be the mother, and this will be the children. So for father F, that is nothing but force. Mother, that is nothing but magnetic field M, which can be given as B. Or children, that is nothing but C. That from that thing we are going to take it as current. Father, mother, children, force, magnetic field, electric current I. Or you can take another way, that is nothing but C here, F, B, I. From the top first. F, B, I. F force, B magnetic field, I direction of the current. So this is the left hand rule, Fleming's left hand rule for the identification of the magnetic field or for the identification of the force experienced by a conductor which is kept in a magnetic field. Alright. So we are going to take an example to see how it works. So I hope everything is clear here. Now let us consider an example that a magnetic field direction is this. This is the direction of the magnetic field, and this is the direction of the current. The current is going in the upward direction. This is the direction of the current. So what will be the direction of the force? The direction of the current is nothing but it is the conductor only. So what will be the direction of the force here? In which direction this conductor is going to move here? In which direction? So we are going to use the left hand rule here. So by the left hand rule, so what is B here? Magnetic field. So mother. What is I here? It is nothing but what? It is the current. That is nothing but children. So we have to calculate the direction of the father here. That is nothing but force. So I am going to indicate my this finger towards the direction of the magnetic field. So the direction of the magnetic field in this direction. So the direction of the current is in which direction? It is in the upward direction. So I have to show this direction of the current in the upward direction. So it will be in upward direction. So this will be the direction of the magnetic field. This will be the direction of the current. So in which direction force is acting here? If we check the thumb is pointing towards the board, inwards the board. So this conductor is going to move inside the board. So therefore the direction of the force here, it is inside the board. It is inside the board. So by this manner we are going to use our left hand rule and we are going to identify the direction of the force. So in the next class we are going to solve different examples using the left hand rule. That is nothing but we are going to do the yogasana. So you have to rotate this hand like this, so that we are going to identify the direction of the force. For that reason, up to that point, up to the next section of the class, just memorize this law. Right? Memorize this means left hand rule, or you can take memorize these things. Right? If you memorize this thing, it is easily you are going to identify those things. So just memorize father, mother, children. Force, magnetic field, current direction. So by using this rule, by using another rule, I am going to give another rule there. It will be easier to you to understand that thing. So up to that point, just remember this thing. Right? Revise this thing. Revise this rule. So in the next class, we are going to take different examples, and those different examples we are going to identify the four direction of the force by changing the direction of the magnetic field, or by changing the direction of the what? By changing the direction of the current. So up to that point, take care. Thank you. Up to that point, stay well, stay home. Thank you.